The paper we're going to talk about today that you're going to start using looks like this, and it is called a Small Moments Planner. What I did was I made another paper just like it that's clear that we can use on the overhead projector, but the paper that you're going to use today looks like this, okay? And always, whenever you need one of these papers, it's going to be in pocket number 7. Okay? It's over in our pocket chart, and it's pocket number 7. Every time you start a new story, you'll need a new one of those planners, and you always keep it with you whenever in your folder, so in case you need to look at it at any time. We use this small moment planner to help us write stories about things that happen in our life. Okay? So I'm going to start a story right now today about something that happened in our life, but you know what I decided to do? I'm going to pick something that happened in all of our lives. I'm going to write a story today about our fire drill that we just had. Okay? That way you'll understand what the story's about, because the story happened to you too. But today when you go over to start your first story, and you get your first Small Moments Planner out of pocket number 7, you may write a story about whatever you want. A small moment story is about something that happened in your life. Okay? So as we're working on this story, you might want to start thinking like, what's something interesting that happened in my life? I was thinking this morning on the way to the school that once I broke my arm when I was roller skating. That's a good story. And I was thinking I went to Disneyland. That's a good story. And I was thinking that I've been on a boat in Lake Tahoe. That's a good story. And I know that some of you have been places, and you've seen people, and you've done things, or maybe things have happened to you that are very interesting, and that's something that you might like to write a small moment story about. Okay? So, as I said, I'm going to write mine right now about us being at the fire drill. Okay? Now, your paper of your Small Moments paper looks just like this one when you get it out of pocket number 7, okay? And at the very top, right here, it says, Small Moments Planner by blank. Well, it's by me, okay? So right here, I'm going to write my name. Did you need a timeout, Kaden? Okay, are you able to sit and look at what we're doing? That would be great. So I'm going to put my name right there. Now, this says, my title. That's the name of my story. Well, I don't really know the name of my story yet. I'm going to wait and think about what my story is, and then I'll write the title. If you already know what you want to call your story, you can write the title first. You write the title with a pencil and you write it in words. I don't know the name of my story just yet, but I'm going to know it by the time I finish doing this. This says first, this says next, and this says last. This is helping me to remember that I want to write what happened first in the story, then I want to write what happened next in the story, and then I want to write how the story ended. This is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. Now you know the story. We were in the library today. The fire drill bell went off very loudly, and we had to go outside the back door of the library because of the fire drill bell. Okay? That's the story I want to write today. On this paper, I'm only going to draw pictures of that. I'm not going to write any words if I don't need to. So right here, we were in the library. Okay, so I'm going to go, here's Mrs. Tidrick. Okay, she was in there. And did she read you guys a story today?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put some clothes on Mrs. Tidrick. Now, I'm just doing this right now with a pencil, but later, when I go over to my table, I can color this more nicely. Okay, so here she is. Mrs. Tidrick is in my story because today was the first day that we had a fire drill in the library. That was what was kind of exciting. And when she reads a story, do you guys usually sit down on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm changing it a little because you were already at tables, weren't you?
Yeah.
When we had the fire drill. But I'm going to put you guys, okay, here's you are, and you're sitting, and you're looking at, oh, that guy has too big of a nose. And you're sitting here. Better get some clothes on these guys. Okay, so the first thing that happened in my story was we were in the library. Okay? Then, oops, I forgot mouths. There we go. Then the fire drill bell rang. You know what I want to do is I want to make it like the fire drill bell in our class. So right here, I'm going to make a big fire drill bell. Down here's the light. And I'm going to put an F on here for fire drill bell. And I'm going to put these lines right here. That's meaning sound, right? That it's going, rah, rah, rah. Okay, so I'm putting that there. And then when we heard the fire drill bell, I'm making a close-up picture here. When we heard the fire drill bell and it was loud, ooh, we went, oh, ooh, because it was loud, right? Okay, so this is maybe a kid in our class who's thinking, gosh, that is a loud fire drill bell. Okay, that's the middle of the story. We were in the library, the fire drill bell rang, and then what did we do? Went outside. So actually, I think for this illustration, what I'm going to do is draw the door of the library, and it's going to be open. Let's see, how am I going to show it's open? I'll do like this. And then here's all the kids, and we are walking, and we are going out. Oh, let me see. I'm going to make it, some kids are walking this way, right? And the line's going out, out, out. So these kids are getting smaller. How come?
Because there's no room.
No, because they're farther away. Okay, so they're walking. All right, better put some clothes on these kids.
Their eyes on.
No, you know what I'm pretending? In this illustration, I'm looking at the back of their heads. They're walking away. So this is just their hair on the back of them. Okay? That's the end of my story. Sit still. Don't move again. So here's what I have. My whole story. We were in the library. The fire drill bell rang. We went outside. That was a small moment. That is just one thing, Kyle, that happened today. In my whole life, this is just one little thing that happened.